Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Kingsep here, and today I want to share with you something I've been holding on to for quite some time, and this is self-hypnosis. I did learn it from a prominent clinical psychologist when I was starting my internship many years ago. I'm going to show you how you can use the power of hypnosis on yourself. Now remember the Matrix movie? You had the choice between learning a potentially unsettling or life-changing truth by taking the red pill, or remaining in contented ignorance with the blue pill.
If you take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
That is, you had the choice to enter a more conscious mind state, the red pill, or to move away from the programmed mind, the subconscious mind, by taking the blue pill. Now, when we fall in love, we move towards our conscious mind. It's like taking the red pill. It is a mindful state. You dump your program settings and focus on this one person. You are so in love with them. You start thinking, my job is not so bad. It's fantastic. The food tastes great. And the sun, it's like brighter. So what happened? Well, it was by taking the red pill, you stopped the program and the conscious mind took over. Your wishes and your desires are at the forefront of your mind. It's terrific. In an average person's life, 90% of the time is spent in the program state, and only 10% is in the conscious mind, moving towards your wishes and your desires. So what if we could take our wishes and desires into the program state, the unconscious mind? What we are doing is, it's like reprogramming yourself. Now, since entering the world, you have been subjected to programming from society, religion, advertisers, classmates, parents, and your self-talk. So what you say to yourself in your mind is forming your thinking, creating your feelings and ideas about who you are. Your feelings are what highly motivates you to take action. You've been programmed to the point of virtual hypnosis. Now, hypnosis is something that I often use in conjunction with cognitive behavioral therapy during psychotherapy sessions with my clients, which is a technique that also aims to retrain your mind to adopt more realistic and more sort of productive thought patterns. Now, hypnosis has an iffy reputation. Many see it as a birthday party act, something on par with a stage magician. It also still has the stigma of mind control. There's a difference between show hypnosis and therapeutic hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is for healing the mind, the soul, and the body by creating an exceptionally safe, focused moment of attention that helps a person through a process of relaxed intention. Now think about what it would be like if you had the power of hypnosis and what you could do with it. I want to show you how to hypnotize yourself by using your receptive mind state and applying this hypnosis technique to yourself. Listening to the self is what contributed to the development of a receptive state of mind. Now, this receptive state of mind allows you to enjoy smelling the roses, hearing birds chirping, tasting delicious food, feeling the gentle wind across your face, and seeing a cute baby smile. Entering this receptive mind state also allows you to understand better your mind's power and what you can achieve. Now, I will teach you an exercise similar to giving the sleepy portion of your brain a jolt of energy. Now, this involves discovering and developing buried potential, ability, strength, and assets inside you that you may not have been aware of that even existed before. Now, this same method has been taught to elite athletes and celebrities to help them perform at their best. Now, I know this as I've taught a few in my time. Now, self-hypnosis involves tapping into your subconscious mind, the the programmed state. It's your subconscious mind that harbors your negative thoughts and your habits. You can use this suggestibility state to replace ideas holding you back and thoughts that help develop a growth mindset. Now, your most significant potential can be reached by just tweaking your thinking. Now, I will talk you through the art of self-hypnosis that we will expand on to a daily hypnosis exercise to form a more accurate mental image of yourself and contemplate the possibilities open to you. If you're a student, maybe you'll find a way to study more efficiently, calm yourself and your nerves before tests, or memorize more information. Perhaps you can improve your business operations, increase your output, and increase your profits. Now, sure, making more cash is everyone's favorite topic, right? But what I'm hoping you will grasp is that changing your mindset is the very first step towards reaching all of your future aspirations and goals. Negative self-talk leads to a poor emotional state, leading to unwanted behavior. I will help you gain control and reprogram your mind, much the same way that you could reprogram a very advanced, powerful computer. Now, what we think about now shapes our future selves. It's time to train ourselves to think more clearly. When we change our mindset, we feel better, we act better, and it leads to the life we aspire to. You are what you think. And this brings me to show you what I was taught so long ago, and it literally has changed my life immeasurably. Now, I'd like you to follow me as I discuss this next exercise. So now I want you to take your hands together and clasp them together, just like this. Good. Now take your 2 index fingers and put them out just like this. Wonderful. Now, as you do this, I want you to look at me for a moment, and now in a moment, I'll count towards from 1 to 3. On my count of 3, I want you to do 3 things, and don't worry, this isn't going to put you under a trance or a spell, but on my count of 3, I'd like you to separate your 2 index fingers, look at them, keep your eyes on your fingers, and then listen to my voice. You're going to witness something unique happening before your eyes. So let's begin. 1, 2, and 3. Separate your fingers and just look at them. Don't take your eyes off of them. They're going to touch. Visualize 2 elastic bands tied to your fingers, gradually drawing them together. Try to visualize what it would be like to have magnets connected to your fingertips, gradually bringing them together until they touch. It will happen slowly or quickly, but when your fingers come together, you can take them apart and you can try it again, and often they'll make the contact at a faster pace. And I want you to relax and separate your hands and shake them out and stretch them out. Good. Now, I know it probably feels quite strange just now. You might be thinking, what just happened here? But shake your hands out. In my experience, many individuals view hypnosis with suspicion because they believe it is some sort of mind control from the dark side. People think you're sleeping or unconscious when you're hypnotized, but actually, we enter hypnosis quite often. This is what we just did. We entered a state of receptiveness. Now we can use this same technique to be in a receptive rather than reactive state. Your attention was concentrated in a certain way. Now, the next time you go behind the wheel, consider this scenario. You're driving to your destination and suddenly you stop paying attention to the road and arrive at your destination. Don't pretend you can recall the journey there. This is the so-called road hypnosis. It's a good way of describing this experience. Or you walk in on somebody while they're texting on their phone. You try to converse with that individual, but they're so engrossed in their phone that they can't hear you, right? Again, they are in a form of hypnosis. Remember that hypnosis is only an altered state of consciousness in which one's attention is concentrated in a certain way, similar to how your mind and body become in sync in that exercise we just did together. We can enter a receptive zone, hypnotic condition in other ways too. Most of us don't choose what goes into our subconscious mind. We develop it between the ages of 7 to about 14 years of age. We are like a sponge for programming during this time in our life. So what if we could change our subconscious programming using the receptive state we've just talked about, using self-hypnosis? What if you took your life wishes and desires and put them into your program? Then, it's like 90% of the day, you would move towards your wants and your desires. So before bed, when you start falling asleep, your conscious mind it's disconnected. Your receptive mind is most active as you enter this subconscious mind state. If you put earphones on before sleep with a program playing what you want in life, this would go into your subconscious mind while sleeping. So I suggest that you take advantage of that receptive mind state in the last 5 minutes before bedtime. Instead of fretting over the following day, telling ourselves it's not going to work out, and stressing about the week ahead, consider what you would like to change, how you would like things to be. Now I want you to try a 5-minute mindset change each night in your most receptive state before you go to sleep. And trust me, it does work. You can use this when you know you have something challenging to do the next day, or maybe something that you're worried about. So just before you sleep at night, you will visualize yourself in a particular way. For example, say you have a job interview to attend the next day. So I want you to picture yourself confidently walking into the job interview and then just walking out after, of course, you've had the job interview and you've landed the job of your dreams. If you're doing an exam the next day, imagine going into the exam room, doing your best on the exam, and leaving feeling confident in your skills since you know you've demonstrated your knowledge. I want you to focus on the self-talk in your mind. Something like, I've studied to the best of my ability. I can showcase my talents. Positive and rational self-talk and mental images increases the likelihood of them materializing. When you go off to sleep at night, your mind enters a meditative, receptive state, and that is the perfect time to put it to use. And remember, we need to change our negative, irrational, and literally unproductive self-talk. We'll feel better if we change our way of thinking and our mindset. Feeling better is the first step towards doing better. So let's change our mindset before we enter the sleep state. You only need to do this one method each night, which will take you literally no more than 5 minutes. And if you strive to improve your life, make a firm decision to practice this skill every single night. See what happens to yourself. Get into the habit of doing it every night before bed, and remember to create a mental movie of the perfect day ahead or the ideal you. It may be something you're trying to accomplish. It might be a goal you have or an area where you feel you could improve. If you keep seeing your desired outcome, it will increase the likelihood that it will happen during this receptive state. You're using self-hypnosis and the power of your self-talk through your sleep to improve your life. So I assure you today that you will see results when you consistently do this exercise, which I've been doing most nights since my early adulthood, in my early 20s. Now, within 2 weeks of making this practice part of your nighttime routine, you should experience increased feelings of control, inspiration, confidence, motivation, and productivity. Maybe your grades will improve, or your life decisions will change. Your relationships will blossom. Your workload may lighten, and your pace will quicken as a result. To an outsider, it may appear that you're putting people to sleep when you practice hypnosis, but in reality, you are simply stimulating a dormant area of your brain. Through this practice, you become aware of and may use concealed abilities, strengths, assets, and talents. So I'm telling you today that you can set yourself up to achieve what you want to do tomorrow by programming yourself tonight. You have the power to bring your mind into consciousness. And when you do so, you may very well alter the reality in which you find yourself in. Now, I hope that you found this useful, and please leave any comments and suggestions, likes, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Now, thanks very much for listening, and please take care, and please try putting this into practice on a daily basis at night.